manipulation bullshit. Way to hit it. Way to go. Holy shit. For real? Simple, man. You're correct. Let it open. We'll put 4 tires on it. Get you tightened up here. And then we'll start this race all over again from 26. Yes, sir.
Yeah. It's Kurt.
Race manipulation.
Yeah. It's a lot better than...
Yes.
Yeah.
I think he was talking about at the end of stage 1,
yes,
where it didn't look like it was going to get restarted. And they ended up just doing those little one-lapper
Quickers.
things.
Quickie caution.
Like, I don't think it should have been restarted. And a lot of people pitted. And I think he was mad about, he didn't think they were going to restart it. So they would have pitted if they
had known that
it was going to get restarted, because they didn't really need the stage points. They just would have cycled back up front. I think that's what he was mad about.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like those like one lap shootouts. Like, I understand why NASCAR does it, but the track was pretty dirty on that one. I think I don't think someone blew up or anything, but there was a lot of stuff on the racetrack, and they just like, hurry up.
Go.
And I think I don't like that stuff. When you do a one lapper, then they just do it to split up the field, because half the guys pit, half the guys stay out to get stage points. But hey, you know what? I don't run the show. I'm just a pony in the show.
You're a show pony.
I'm a show pony,
like a hobby horse of NASCAR entertainment.
Yeah,
out there to ride your number 12.
Yeah, I'm just riding it
and show off to
see what a show pony.
Yeah,
before and then ride it.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Jump on it.
I was thinking of that. Yeah, I was thinking of Genuine.
Wow.
Sorry, when you were just talking it, I couldn't identify. Yeah.
Wow.
It's such a good song.
Wow.
I don't think of
Genuine Pony?
Oh, I hate that song.
What?
You hate that?
Yes, it's terrible.
Oh.
Why?
Because it's very like cliche. Like, everyone like freaks out when that song comes on. Like, it's a terrible song.
So I have a deal with one of my buddies. I mean, we made this deal when he went to basically took a year and basically traveled the world and taught English in China, then worked on a dock down in Australia. He did all kinds of things. He said before he left,
was his name Tommy?
Huh?
Was his name Tommy?
No, it was not Tommy.
Because he used to work on the dock. Was Union on strike too?
Yeah, no. It was not. He was not halfway there.
Okay.
Wait, what? Is the guy named Tommy or Johnny in that song? I thought it was Tommy.
It sounds the same.
Yeah. Anyway,
anything with that.
Yeah, but he's still halfway there. He's living on a prayer.
Right.
Anyway, his name was Austin.
Not Johnny or Tommy.
No. But he made this deal with me that if anything were to happen to him on the trip, that I would have to go to his funeral and perform his eulogy. But his eulogy was basically me standing, like, walk up to the pulpit, take a boombox, set it, hit play on Genuine's Pony, pour a bottle of scotch into a glass, pour scotch, light a cigarette, and just sit there and drink the scotch and smoke the cigarette while the song played. And that was his eulogy. That's all he wanted.
That's all he wanted.
Yeah.
He's still alive, though, right?
He is still alive. He has a wife and a kid now, so I don't know if that would still be an acceptable eulogy.
Doubtful.
Probably not. That's more of
You
like a
never
bachelor's eulogy.
Yeah.
Or like an old man, like a grandpa that's been around
it's like outlived everybody.
Yeah.
Right. And they're like, grandson.
So it could circle back around. So when he's like, 65, 90, however old, guys are when they die these days. Science. Could circle back around. It'll be an oldie but a goodie.
Oh, that'd be funny.
Yeah. Speaking of oldies and goodies,
bad song, but hey,
it's not a bad song. There's a lot of bad songs.
Who sings it?
Genuine.
Oh, I thought that was the name of the song.
No, the song's name is Pony.
Oh, okay.
Pony. Yeah.
Still sucks.
Fine.
Well, whatever. Agree to disagree.
Yeah, I was about to say we can agree to disagree because it's a great song.
Yeah. Texas? Any more thoughts on Texas? We were there.
I was not there.
Tacos. You were not there.
No.
Oh,
I was at FFA. I was telling Chuck there were a ton of glass holes there.
Future Farmers of America. FFA.
There were so many that I started writing down their names.
Oh?
Yeah.
Got a long list of names.
Were
I
there
know Tegan and Lucas and Decker and Raphael and Cole and Sydney and Brian. That was like only like a third of them.
Were Michelangelo and Donatello
They
there?
all have the jackets, so that's how I knew their names.
So you didn't ask them their names. You just said, "Excuse me, can I write your name? I'm going to stare at your."
If I couldn't see their jacket, like I would actually be like, "What's your name again?"
Okay.
FFA has really cool jackets, though.
What is FFA?
Future Farmers of America.
Oh, I thought you were joking.
No, I was not.
Yeah, so it's like
Kim was hanging out with the farmers.
I had to work at the convention because the booth is a NASCAR sponsor, the one that's going to sponsor Ross next year in 23 races.
Really?
So they had me because Ross came out, so I had to interview him a bunch of times.
Wow.
So yeah, it was like a bunch of high school kids. I forgot how young high school kids are.
Like they're
like 16.
Yeah, and like hormones
18,
raging, and they're like really. A lot of them are really timid and shy. So I felt like it took balls to like walk up and be
younger.
like
15.
Anywhere from like 14.
Because you start in high school where you're not driving.
Yeah, you start high school at like 14, 15, depending on your babies. But I was very impressed that a lot of them would just come up and be like, "You do that podcast with Roy and Blaney."
That's pretty
I
cool.
love it. Yeah, it was real. There were at least 12 to 15 that came by and said,
"That's cool." Yeah. And thank you for your future farming.
Yes.
Yeah. Hope you farm well.
Of America.
Hope you farm well.
Because we need farms. Farms are this country's backbone.
But yeah, so I was in Indianapolis.
Filipino tilt-a-whirl operators are this country's backbone.
Backbone.
I don't know.
There was a lot of glass holes in Texas.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I was just saying I was in Indy. Speaking of Indy, I don't.
Oh, it's out there.
I know.
It happened.
Yeah, Roger bought
Indy and
RP bought
IndyCar.
Indianapolis Motor Speedway and IndyCar.
Yeah.
Bit of a just wanted to buy a couple things.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? I'm gonna get some milk. I'm gonna get some eggs. You know what? Can we throw in the Indianapolis Motor Speedway? You know what? While we're here, I saw it at the register. Let me get IndyCar too.
I mean, he's the American dream.
I mean,
like hustled, worked his way up.
Yeah.
Fell in love with racing.
That guy,
a racetrack. Racing series.
I worked on his Hall of Fame induction video last year, and like I knew kind of the story of Roger Penske, but then like when you see what he built, like it's impressive. Like it is,
He makes, no offense, he makes like Rick Hendrick and Joe Gibbs look like meager.
It's not necessarily.
You went there, huh?
It's not. I wouldn't say that.
Like
I wouldn't say that because
their accomplishments are insane. But then if you look at what Penske has done to like extrapolate his,
but his duration is a lot longer than theirs.
That's
like
true.
like Joe Gibbs, made his name in the
trying to downplay
70s and 80s in football.
Yeah, I'm not trying to downplay anything that Gibbs or Hendrick have done. They have been incredible. But I feel like you're talking like major leagues versus minor leagues, kind of.
I just think it's different.
Different accomplishments.
Maybe,
different things. But no, he's had a big. RP's had a really big last couple weeks.
Yeah.
He was given. What was that award?
Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Yeah.
The highest honor a civilian can get. That was pretty amazing. And then he just bought Indianapolis Motor Speedway, where that was his first race when he was 13.
I mean,
he went.
He's already owned that place.
Imagine being a 13-year-old
as
and
an owner,
growing up and you buy it.
He owns the.
Caught on to that one.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Proceed, Kim. Sorry.
No, I was just saying. Imagine being like 13 and seeing that, and then growing up to be the guy that buys that track.
Yeah.
Like
pretty
that.
awesome.
That ignites your love for racing, and then you grow up to be in a position to purchase it. It's pretty incredible.
He's a true racer.
Oh yeah.
So now I wonder, does he own the IndyCar Museum too?
Oh, and all the stuff in it?
Yeah. You ever been to the basement?
I've been invited, but I couldn't go.
Basement's pretty wild. It's got a bunch of cool stuff in it.
You get invited to a lot of basements.
Windowless.
Would you like to come to my mom's basement?
Generally, if someone says, "Hey, can you come to my basement?"
It's not a good thing.
That's a hard pass. Yeah. I don't know what you got down in the basement.
I think basements are different in certain parts of the United States.
Yeah.
Because I feel like some states, everybody has a basement.
Yeah.
That is like another room in their house, right? Like a fun basement.
That's how my parents' house's basement was.
Yeah. Fun basement.
But other places, it's just uncommon to have a basement. I don't know why.
North Carolina is not necessarily known for their basements.
Florida's not either. Not many, but ours was like a partial basement, like from the front.
Yeah.
It was 2 stories, and from the back it was 3. So like the basement opened out to the backyard.
We had some of that here, like, the house is built into a hill, like part of the
That's
basement.
exactly how my parents' house is.
So we had a buddy that the basement door was always unlocked, and everybody, like in high school, we'd all go down to their basement and play video games.
Right. Drink some beers.
Yeah. But then there's like the weird like serial killer basements.
That's what my basement is in my house. It's
your house now. In your house?
Yeah.
What?
You didn't know that?
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
Why didn't you do the party there?
Yeah, you should turn
in
it into
serial
like
killer
a haunted house.
It's pretty small, so it's and the doors in my room, and
you didn't want people going through your room.
I didn't want people going through my room. I locked my door to my room.
Did you really?
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
People to,
from the inside.
No. Yeah, and then I have a way to unlock it from the outside. It's very tricky, but I know how to do it. And no, it's just like a little storage space that's probably only 10 by 15.
Okay.
And then there's like a crawl space, probably a little bit higher than this desk, of like goes all the way under the whole house. So it's weird. Like if you shine a flashlight down there, and you think like the Grudge is like.
See, that would have been like if you just put everybody that went to your Halloween party
everybody go
in
through
that basement. Like as the entrance.
And then have somebody like down there like
jumping out and scaring you.
That'd be crazy next year. But we already spilled the beans. So it won't be as scary.
Well,
how was the party?
I mean, how many people, well, I guess.
How many people actually listen to this podcast?
Yeah. No, but I'm saying how many people that were at the party.
At the party.
Listen to this podcast? Yeah, no.
There were actually a few.
A couple?
Like, yeah.
There's a couple.
Some of your crew guys, I think, listened because they wanted to, they said that they've always wanted to perform a waxing on someone. That was mentioned at the party. They want to wax somebody.
With Bear Bond.
With Bear Bond.
Yeah.
Sorry, with Bear Bond.
We should bring him here and lay them out on this table and
that'd be terrible.
Attempt it.
Andrew Lackey. He's my gas man. He's very hairy.
Yes.
And they want to stick him with Bear Bond and wax him. That'd be terrible.
I don't know what Bear Bond would. What it would do to the human skin.
It would probably rip your skin off.
I don't disagree, but I think if you did it and you didn't like rub it extremely hard and leave it on for a long time, like if you just put it on and you did like a quick swipe, it would take just the hair.
But see, the thing is, having been through a waxing in college,
you still have PTSD.
Yeah, because here's the thing: you don't let athletes, specifically football and baseball players, which a lot of crew members are former football and baseball players, do anything that can cause you pain because they feel no pain.
Oh.
And they're just like, you know what? I'm just going to rub this in and then we're just going to rip as hard as we can. Because that's just how.
They're just like,
yeah. So let's go back to the story of you getting waxed. I've never discussed this part. You just kind of like glazed over it.
Yeah. Look, that's just, it's in the past. No, it happened. So, hairy guy.
Alluded to it before.
Yeah, hairy guy. One day in college, my roommate, Bubba, again, never asked someone named Bubba
to wax you. Had Bubba wax you?
Yeah. Bubba was my best good friend. He still is.
Did you buy like an at-home wax kit?
We did. I woke up and was like, man, and this is like 22-year-old me. So like, I'm very concerned about, what do the ladies think about all of the body hairs?
Yeah.
Right.
And
then you grew up and you're like,
I was like, I really don't care. Yeah. I am me.
Although hair gets itchy.
It's fine.
Doesn't it?
But if you shave it, it gets even worse.
Sweating.
Then you're like a porcupine. Nobody wants to pet a porcupine.
No one wants to pet a porcupine.
Yeah. So yeah, I asked, said, hey, we should try this, and I trusted them.
How did the first strip go?
First strip was
Where
not great.
Did it go?
So the first, it was on the back.
Oh.
They went on the back.
Is the back a sensitive spot to be waxed?
Really, I think anywhere is personally just having. Well, I mean, yes, there are more sensitive.
Had a bikini
Brazilian wax?
No,
or Brazilian. Neither of y'all
Did you have to for your Halloween costume?
No. People were like, you should have shaved.
What?
It would have been better. I said,
no,
that would have been way worse.
Funnier that you didn't shave.
I know.
Yeah.
I was like, that would have been way worse if I shaved.
So they read the directions and they completely made them up as they were reading them. Like they were just, it was a perfect like ad lib job.
Okay.
And so they put the wax on. It says rip it off slowly. So like they just start like, and like we're in a dorm room and I'm just like climbing up the loft that we had built in the dorm room.
You do not want it to go slow.
No. I was like, just pull the thing. And
like you need to start slow to get a little bit of it going, and then it needs to be like a quick.
Well, They didn't. And
Assholes.
yeah, total assholes. They probably heated it up a little bit longer than it should have been.
Oh, that'll rip
And
your skin off.
I did.
Oh, no,
It
Chuck.
did.
Oh,
And we took a
no.
little bit of skin. I turned and swung on the guy that was pulling, which was not Bubba.
How many strips did you get through?
He ducked. I hit some random guy. Not good.
Should have been standing there.
You should have been standing there.
You
How
hit that guy.
How many strips did you get through?
The one.
Oh, just the one.
So you just had
But they put
one-
2 on there. So
oh,
I
you
just,
had to.
yeah.
had to get the
You're,
other
back
one off.
here, though, isn't it a little more fine? Which shouldn't hurt as badly
Again,
as opposed to
never
some
have
areas of the body that
athletes-
have coarser hair.
never have athletes pull wax off of, like, don't let, they're not beauty people.
Yeah.
And what are they called? Anestheticians?
Yeah, that's a.
The people that
One
are
of
like
the ones.
beauty technicians
Yeah.
or whatever?
Right. Beauticians.
Beauticians. They're not
or
beauticians.
estheticians.
They are
It's
football
skin
players.
Related.
Right.
Football players should not be allowed to.
Mm.
I don't know.
That being said, I fully endorse anyone that is willing to come on this show and get waxed,
Yeah.
having gone
know.
through it, because it's funny to watch.
I don't know if I could whack somebody.
I think every male should have to get one strip from there below the belt area waxed
No.
just to know what females go through.
No.
Just
Listen.
one strip.
I did the back.
That's different.
But here's the thing. If you were willing to do that for beauty, you know what? I applaud you, and that is, you are more of a stronger person than I will ever be. Because if anybody even came to me and said, "Hey, are you willing to do this for this?" It's like, no, I'm good. I'm good.
Which leads me to a discussion of you call somebody that's weak pussy.
I didn't
don't
say
know if
that.
You have to bleep that. No, I'm
No.
not saying you do. Like a general,
It's a very strong.
like, I don't know if you have to bleep the P word.
I don't know.
I don't know.
We'll find out. I don't know. If
Typically,
it's
you
actually
call
on
somebody
the-
that is weak, but
Uh-huh.
and then you call somebody that's got a lot of gusto, somebody that's got balls. I would argue the fact that those need to be flip-flopped.
down with the patriarchy. No.
Not because it's a patriarchy, just because balls are super sensitive and the other can
Take a
take
pounding.
a lot. Can take a lot. So why don't we say the opposite instead of saying you've got balls, because balls are super sensitive and will bring a man to his knees.
Well, maybe that's because like we know how sensitive they are,
Yeah.
and you're risking it. You're willing to
I
risk a
don't
kick in the
know.
nuts.
It just seems
Like,
backwards
you got
to
balls.
You got balls, man.
me. It seems
Like you took a big
totally-
risk to blow out your balls.
I don't know. It seems like it should be
But
flip-flopped.
the thing is, like, the lightest touch, and then boom,
The lightest
down.
little.
Yeah.
and
You're
you
done
are
for the
just
day.
Yeah,
You
gone.
not the same with the. It's you gotta. Yeah.
You can flick it just in the wrong way, and you're done. Out, throwing up.
Whereas the other, like I said, can handle a lot. So I feel like it should be a symbol of strength and gusto.
I've actually never thought about that. That's a good point.
Yeah.
You know who did? Is
Funny sayings.
Good old Ernst Gaffenberg.
Who's that?
Ernst Gaffenberg.
I don't.
Do you not
Do you
know
know?
who Ernst
You
is?
don't know who Ernst Gaffenberg
You
is?
do?
No.
It's is
Oh, she don't know who Ernst
What
Gaffenberg
is
is.
Chuck pulling from his bag of historic tidbits?
She don't know who-
Titbits. It's not Titbits. He
I
doesn't deal
know.
with Titbits. He
I
deals
know.
with the other bits.
The other bits.
Yeah, he's actually the founder
Of what?
founder of the G Spot. That's why it's called the G Spot. It's the Gaffenberg
Oh.
spot. He did the
no
scientific
idea.
research.
He found it. He was on a search.
He developed the first IUD.
Oh, okay.
And
Bomb?
no, IUD.
Yeah.
Intrauterine.
It's kinda funny.
It was a Deadpool joke.
I don't know what it stands for. I'm not trying to put
Yeah.
one in me.
Anyway.
So
But yeah, he did that in good old Ernst Gaffenberg.
What did Ernst look like? And what time? What year did he
yeah,
discover?
what year?
I want to know how far back this goes. I'm going to say
yeah,
man.
1700s.
1700s?
Yeah.
It was
oh no,
not the 1700s.
they did not discover the G spot
No.
until relatively recently.
1950.
Yeah,
Oh.
like mid-century.
Yeah.
I figured I'm sure they knew about it back in the day. You know how long people have been having sex?
I'm,
For literally
I'm sure
millennia.
they knew that there were pleasurable spots,
He was-
but I don't know that they.
Well, they probably didn't have. It wasn't called that. They probably called it they couldn't talk really back then. Like way back when it was initially founded. I think
Well,
Adam probably found
yeah.
Eve's. I guess.
Fair assessment. He was born in 1881.
Maybe he didn't.
Died
That's
in
why she went rogue,
1957.
though.
That's why she took his rib.
I'm gonna eat this. I'm gonna eat this apple and hopefully find more pleasure than I got from you, Adam.
I think this snake's gonna make me more pleasurable than you, Adam. She did it to make him jealous.
Oh.
This is
1881.
Here are the rails.
Yeah, we're teetering on the rails. But let's jump back a little bit.
What were we talking about?
We discussed the party.
The party.
Yeah, a little bit.
We get you mentioned people saying that
Kim
you needed to
didn't come.
shave.
Yeah.
I was in India and I was very sad I couldn't make it. I don't want to talk about it.
Mr. Gaffenberg?
Very upset. I've made it the last 2 years.
Yeah. Missed out.
Since the inaugural
Joey was there, though.
I know.
Yeah.
Joey looked incredible. He went as Mike Helton.
Yeah,
The only thing
amazing.
he was missing was the Western style pattern on the back of the jacket. And it's like, other than that, he had the.
Yeah.
It's like he got the costume down to a T.
Yeah.
To a T.
It was good.
Very disappointed. I'm going to shoot for being there next year.
Okay.
So.
There was a lot of good costumes there.
You didn't mention what yours was, though. Like, you talked about people saying you should have shaved.
Yeah, I was Leia.
But, like, the full-blown Leia costume.
The slave outfit.
The one that we made the bet about the first year of this show.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. So, basically, you fulfilled the bet.
I did.
You did.
It was 3 years
You looked
later.
great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think you had a lot of men questioning their sexuality.
It's like, I don't know where to take that.
I don't know where to take that.
Yeah.
Just
that was fun.
as a way to say that. You pulled it off well.
You were wearing the hell out of those acid wash jeans.
Honestly, you wore it better than a lot of girls I've seen wear it.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I thought it was all right. I thought it was a successful evening. The hair got in my way a lot.
Yeah.
But it came unbraided. So I eventually just took all of them out. There was just a lot of hair.
Yeah.
But it was good. There was we had multiple Hulk Hogans there.
Yeah.
We had NWO Hulk Hogan.
It was also skinny Hulk Hogan.
And then there was skinny Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Yeah, the traditional yellow and red Hulk Hogan was way too skinny.
Yeah.
Okay.
My carrier Wade was NWO Hulk Hogan, and he looked perfect
And stayed in character
all night
for most of the night.
I wanted to have a genuine conversation with him at one point, and he was like, "Oh yeah, brother."
Stop.
Like, come on, man.
I was talking to him about the waxing with Lackey, and he said the Hulk's going to break character real quick. Listen, man, we really got to do this. Like, it's just going to be great.
He said that?
Yes, he said the Hulk has got to break character, and then he broke character, and I was like, "That, you know what? That is commitment to a costume."
Man.
And well done.
Who do you think had the best costume? You should do a costume contest one year,
I thought about it.
and everybody votes.
God, who did have a good costume?
I mean, yours was good.
There were a couple. There were 2 pairs of Wayne and Garth.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was pretty solid. Trying to think back now. I can't really remember too much.
Burroughs showed up as Donnie from not Donnie.
No,
it was John Goodman's character from The Big Lebowski.
Yeah,
Yes.
He's been.
And he
gonna just
actually
check
looked
off-
like him.
He looked just like.
He
He's
looked
just
just like
checking
him.
off all
Yeah.
the Big Lebowski. He needs
Yeah.
to be mod next year.
Or just the finger or the toe. The toe. Was it the toe that they cut off?
He needs to be
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Just
You don't with the Jesus. I couldn't not say that one at 10:27.
Let's see. There was I think Wade had the best one. He was so close to Hulk Hogan.
Jeremy Bullens showed up as
Bullens was Babe Ruth.
Babe Ruth.
Oh, really?
Like had a perfect outfit, like an old school
That's good.
full outfit.
Yeah.
Had an old Yankees hat. It
Yankees
was pretty
win.
good.
Nah, that was a good one.
He was solid. I think it was between him or Wade.
Okay.
But it was, I mean, other than me, I think I won. I
think you
you
did
can't
too.
win your own Halloween contest though.
You can't.
But-
What if everybody votes for you though? What if it's like
I
a
don't know. Like a cheer
like
across thing?
yours? No,
Or a little ballot.
No, like ballots.
Yeah, like voting.
Like a voting.
Maybe next year. I do remember though, those parties are fun but I remember walking around at one point during the night. It was like 1 a.m, and a lot of people go there. And I was looking down the ground, and it was like kind of dark in the house. Like I just had a bunch of lights going on, and there was like puddles of liquid on my floor.
Oh.
I'm like, are people just pouring their drinks out on my floor? It was the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
It had rained.
No, this was
Okay.
far away from doors.
Okay.
This wasn't
like,
footprints. This was like.
Let's just hope it was
filling
beverages
drinks.
and not somebody just took a leak in the
Someone
middle of
just
your
pissed
floor.
on my floor. I don't know. It cleaned up. I have tile floors, so it kind of just mops up pretty good. But
Yikes.
I was like, at one point I was like,
Savages.
I had to clean up like crazy. It was good. It was a good night.
Nice.
We got lost getting out there. That was the.
I think a
one,
lot
yeah.
of people
Did
did.
you turn down the wrong
Yeah,
lane?
we ended up in like some old farmer's driveway, and he came out.
Yeah, if you turn past your drive, there's like another like
It's
property that has like
Yeah.
cows and stuff. We did that one time.
Yeah, so the GPS says to go to my neighbor's house and then walk through the woods.
Yeah.
My
which
road
is
it's not good. And I think they did. I think a lot of people did that.
Maybe
and they said he just ended up waiting outside.
An edible arrangement, maybe. You know.
Yeah,
like
I just sent him something. Like,
sorry
sorry about that. Dude.
Here's some.
Sorry.
We'll put up a sign that says "Not Ryan Blaney's house."
Yeah. I don't know how to fix that though.
Put up a sign that says "Not Ryan Blaney's house."
Yeah, that's the problem. I don't know what the solution is.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Talk to Google.
You have to get in charge with the city.
I'm gonna talk
Google.
to the map company.
I know you're listening.
Take it back to the pants store. Well, we're out of time today.
No, we're not out of time. We got.
I didn't
Everyone's.
see
I feel like everyone's dragging ass today. Kim looks
I
tired.
know.
You've been up for a long time.
Yeah, well, I didn't work the early news. I just didn't sleep a lot last night, so I couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
Ever have those nights where you're a tossing and a turning?
Oh, really? I slept like a newborn infant.
Good for you.
Like a newborn babe.
Took Sturgill to the dog bar. He was out too, which is good.
Good for him.
Wore him out.
I should have taken like a PM something like either
Tylenol
melatonin
PM.
or, but I don't like to do that.
Makes me groggy the next day.
Yeah, I don't like how I feel the next day. I'd rather feel tired the next day than what I feel like when I come off of one of those.
Well, the thing, I mean, you gotta. It's also we're wrapping up the end of the season.
Yeah.
We're getting to that point where everybody's just kind of like, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
I'm about ready to sleep for a week.
Yeah.
My brain just doesn't shut off sometimes.
Yeah.
2 more.
Yeah.
We're getting down to it.
Getting down to it. It's going to be big. Heading down to Isom Raceway.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Valley of the Sun. We're not skipping all of that in this
No.
rundown. That's not how this is
Not.
working. There's still a meat in this sandwich that we've got to get to.
Yeah. We're gonna jump back and forth.
Oh,
we
yeah.
never go from the.
We rarely even stick to the piece of paper. Like this piece of paper that's sitting on the table, like generally
It's just for
here
looks,
It's decoration. It gives me something to
It actually
doodle on.
doesn't say anything.
You
That's
are.
a yawn
This
again.
is the second yawn for
I know.
him.
They're
I
actually
told you,
just-
I didn't sleep.
Letters.
Yeah.
And numbers written down on the paper. It's like code.
It's Quantum Left 7.
Which one would you like to talk about?
Me or you?
That was
or-
just a general question.
The family claims adopted daughter is actually
that's the one
33-year-old
Chuck sent us.
scam
I was so
artist threatened to kill whole family.
confused.
That is based on a movie.
Yes.
Or Orphan?
Claims-
But the thing is, like,
What?
it is the plot of that, but this is real life. Like,
Yeah.
Explain.
So basically, they adopted this girl who I think had, it's a form of, what's it called? Dwarfism. There's another name for it in here. The form of
That's a
dwarfism called
long-
spondylolisthesis. Yeah. So they adopted her. They originally thought she was 8 years old, but they're now claiming that she is a sociopath and a con artist who is actually an adult woman.
What?
Yeah.
And they legally changed her age to 22. They said like she was doing things like putting tacks face up, like sharp point up on the stairs. She was like threatening to kill their entire family.
She was a psycho.
She was a psycho, according to the parents, according
What's
to
her
the
story?
adoptive parents. Her story is that she is an 8, now I think 11-year-old child from not Romania,
Ukraine.
Ukraine.
Dude, that chick was from Ukraine.
Yeah,
In the
so
movie. Oh, no, Romania.
they basically they changed her age to
Can't they do like a
22.
DNA
Well, they've
test?
done that, and they said that like some of them say possibly she could be older, but that could also be the dwarfism. Like there's so many things. They bought her. They put her in an apartment. Like they changed her age to 22 and put her in an apartment, and then left the country.
what?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like they were according to them, they were in fear for their lives.
I would
like
be.
all stuff. She went on Dr. Phil and gave an exclusive interview like recently.
I will say there's an issue.
Okay, well, she's definitely old enough then.
Yeah, there's an issue though. If
You're
you
not going to Dr. Phil if you're 11 by yourself.
Right.
follow, so like Ukrainian children that are looking to be fostered and adopted, a lot of times are super undernourished and not taken care for, and they look like little children when they're actually like I just read this story where literally the photos before he was adopted and like given a good life where he could eat normally and stuff, he looked like he was like 2 and he's 16. So like I'm on the side that I think she's actually older.
They said she could be as old as 33.
Holy
Could be.
This is like the exact same plot as Orphan.
Can't they have a conversation though and generally get a sense like there's a huge intellectual difference between an 8/9-year-old and a 22 or
/ 33-year-old
/ 33-year-old.
I mean, I'm with you 100%. It's just like I don't see how someone I don't know.
What's she look like?
Let's see a photo.
What she looks like. The photo
if that was going to be her,
that's,
I was going to be like that.
That is her. That is a 45-year-old woman.
Yeah.
Now this is her right here. Showing the photo.
She is not 10 years old
or 10 or whatever.
That is a full-grown.
Yeah.
Not well.
At least
older,
at least like 19.
At least high teans. Probably early 20s. Probably 33.
This is a people.com
Maybe 45.
article. I originally heard this story on another podcast that I listened to, the last podcast on the left, and they have their like side stories episodes, and they were talking about this, and they were like, they were saying it's just like that movie.
Yeah,
they were saying it is the plot of the movie.
That
movie, it's happening in real life.
That movie came out like 10 years ago, and now it's happening in real life. This chick, I guarantee it, if she's been on this earth for 33 years, the movie came out 10 years ago. She was 22, 23 years old, and she's like, this is my shot. This is my opportunity. Eminem 8 Mile.
So here's the kicker to this.
Well, there's another kicker?
There's another family that is trying to adopt her now that I think they were on Dr. Phil with her. So like
they want her after that? That's mean. Everybody deserves a good home, but I mean, if you're threatening to kill people.
But even so, let's assume that she is 10 or 11.
Crazy?
Or 10 or 11.
Okay.
At what point do you get a 10 or 11-year-old an apartment and say, you know what? You live here now. Like,
just stay
peace,
here.
I'm leaving.
We're tired of you.
Deuces.
By the way, electric bill, we haven't paid for that.
Yeah.
All you.
Yeah. You got to go get a job now. Yeah.
You got to do that too.
Yeah.
How is she?
I don't know. Like, they moved to Canada. Like,
I would too.
Can move to Canada. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. I think I read in another article that the Dr. Phil episode may not air because there's a gag order because it's still pending legal. Like they're still figuring it all out in the courts. I didn't do the deep dive on that read. I just kind of glanced over that one.
Good job, Chuck.
Sorry.
I was actually going to watch that on YouTube.
Well, I wouldn't know. I mean, I would. There's part of it. You can still watch the teaser for it and hear her talk.
Does she sound like 25 people?
She doesn't sound. I mean,
like, is her vocabulary?
I don't spend a lot of time talking to 11-year-olds, so I can't like categorically say she didn't sound like an 11-year-old.
Yeah.
But at some point, even if the kid's 8, and you're saying she's 22 or whatever, like you legally change her age to 22.
Can you do
How
that?
many 8-year-olds can sound like they're 22?
How do you legally
0.
change your age?
Big fat 0.
Yeah. I mean, you
like
can
if
legally.
I'm like, I feel like being 22. Oh, actually, I don't want to go back to my 20s.
Yeah.
I feel like being 45. Like I could
You
just
can
go.
change anything you want nowadays.
That's
I feel
obscene.
I could.
And absurd.
Yeah, that's weird. I could see a lot of pedophiles being like, I feel like being 17 again.
Yeah.
I
now it's
identify
legal
as a
for me
12-year-old.
When I go to
be-
high school.
Yeah. I feel like being.
What's up, fellow youths?
Like,
What's up, my homies?
I'm gonna try out for the football team and
'Cause then
kick
a-
all your
Hey,
asses.
a
I've still
teenager-
got 4 years of eligibility in college, so if I go back to college, boom, football.
A teenager could be like, I feel like I'm 21, and now I can go buy alcohol.
Go and buy. Yeah.
There's got to be some.
I get it. Maybe if it's medically mandated, if they're like, oh, this was wrong to begin with, we have to correct it. But just a general legal change of your age doesn't seem.
And how the hell, like, how does,
I think
what judge
Also,
signs
like,
off on that?
I
certain
thought I
jobs-
read something like someone else was trying to change. Some older guy was trying to change his age to be like a 55-year-old was trying to get
Because
back
there's like,
to like being
eligibility
30.
though for like certain things, whether it's like, oh, a college scholarship or, Social Security. Like, hey guys, government,
Yeah.
65, where's my money?
Yeah, I want to
Or
retire.
60, whatever. I don't remember.
I don't even know.
I don't even know.
But
I'm going to run out by the time we get that age.
you can't change your age, man. It's how long you've been on the earth. Crazy.
So a skeletal survey taken at Peyton Manning Children's Hospital, it's just funny to hear, in 2012 estimated Natalia's age to be 11, according to WISH-TV. Same year, her parents legally changed her age to 22 soon after they moved to Canada.
Don't astronauts age faster in space?
So you're saying she's an astronaut?
No. Which is weird because technically they're younger because they haven't been on the Earth for all the rotation. So they're older, but they're actually younger because you were saying like age should be how much time you spend on this Earth. So for astronauts,
the couple
reportedly
reportedly
been alive, I guess, is the
I know.
the technical. But I had a weird thought about space, but we can talk about that in a second.
Go ahead. I think we can move on.
Yeah, we can move on.
I mean, Chuck is still flabbergasted by the whole story.
I'm trying to see.
Those are the parents?
She's painted you as an evil dwarf that's going to poison their coffee and stab them in their
Why do parents have mugshots?
Because they were charged with child neglect after abandoning their adopted daughter.
All right.
And left her in a home in Canada, or left her in a home in Indiana while they moved to Canada. Like, why wouldn't they have mugshots?
I get it. I get it. So. That's only if she's 11 or 8, though. If she's 22, it doesn't matter.
For that.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. So space.
So, okay, like even if you're on the ISS, right, there's no gravity, right? I don't know why I thought of this. You fart in space, does it just always smell?
Oh,
what makes farts like go away? I know it's probably like they drift away in the wind, but there's no wind in space.
There's no wind.
So it's like, is this going to be what I smell for
Maybe
the next
it doesn't
year?
smell the same.
I don't know. Yeah, I bet it smells different because like the oxygen and stuff aren't affecting
Chuck,
it.
It looks like he has an answer.
Three top Google searches when you type in what happens when you fart in. The first thing is a smart car. What happens when you fart in a smart car? What happens when you fart in space? What happens when you fart in water? What happens when you fart in a wetsuit? And what happens when you fart in a fire?
Oh man, farting in water.
Yeah.
It's space, man. What happens when you do that in space?
So in space,
clearly.
Pitt explains, I don't know who Pitt is, but Pitt is someone who may have gone to space. There's no convection because there's no gravity. Without gravity, cool air doesn't sink, warm air doesn't rise. If you fart, he says, the gas stays right there. Without forcing the air to move, the carbon dioxide you exhale will hang right in front of you.
So does that mean
your fart just lingers?
Well, does it mean your fart is just like a bubble of odor right near your butt?
I don't know, man. That's
if
crazy.
If you fart in 0G, you have a major problem.
What?
That is Derek Pitts, the Franklin Institute's chief astronomer.
I'm sure that astronauts have farted in space. Also, if you're wearing your spacesuit,
maybe they got like a special procedure to like fart somewhere. Like fart in a bag, throw it out into space or something.
Somebody asked the question, could you fart in 0G and it propel you? Like,
if it's strong enough, man.
Yeah.
That's
that
like
would be amazing.
It's like a thruster.
So again, I guess it just
lingers
smell
there.
never lingers. So they must like the air filtration system in the International Space Shuttle.
They gotta have fans.
Station.
They gotta have a lot of fart fans because apparently if the carbon dioxide you exhale will hang right in front of you.
Isn't that bad
and
too?
It could suffocate you.
Yeah, you could breathe in.
So
that's what I'm saying. You're breathing in.
There have to be fans constantly blowing in the space station, just like just blowing farts everywhere.
So if you're breathing,
you get to heaven, they're like, "How'd you die?" Be like, I was in the ISS and I breathed in a fart.
If you breathe into somebody's face consistently, though, in space, because you're exhaling CO2, can you kill the person? Like if you're just like right in front of their face.
Here's my question, though. All right,
man, that's funny.
Somebody at NASA had to have this conversation in the 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, okay, guys. So
maybe it's classified and people have died.
If we fart in space, this is a natural bodily function. How are we going to handle this?
Sure, there was an incident.
Yeah.
At first, and like, hey, Neil just farted in my face.
I can't breathe,
and it's staying here.
Wafted away.
I'm
like,
very
all right, we'll get you a fan.
In finding a book of bodily functions in space.
Yeah.
Like for no offense, ladies, that time of month, because there's no gravity, do you just skip a period? You're like, please don't talk about period.
No. I like, because that's the thing about like science. Like they have to study every human function in space and how the human body will react in space. So
I'm gonna find a book
I bet you there is a study
book
on that.
on bodily functions.
There's a NASA
in
study
space.
on bodily functions and
I wonder if
fluids
there's
in
any
space.
bodily functional things that you cannot do.
Like physically, it just won't.
Like you couldn't
without,
throw up because of something. I'm not saying that. 'Cause I'm sure you can throw up, but
I feel
I'm just
I feel
wondering
like
if there's
Apollo 11, not Apollo 13.
no. If somebody did
There was
throw up on space, I think there's like video of it.
Blarg!
I was using that as an example. Like I wonder if there's bodily functions that you cannot, or that are performed differently.
Like what happens when you sneeze in space?
Does that propel you?
You might just do a backflip. Like you gotta hold on and like brace yourself.
What
when you
happens
sneeze.
All right, grab the sneeze rail.
What happens if you fart and sneeze at the same time, though?
Oh, you're
You just break your neck.
yeah.
Like that's crazy. No, you just do
I think you would just
crazy
spin.
flip.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you would just like
Yeah.
tumble.
What?
Somebody slow Ted down. He just had a fart and sneeze.
He just
Like you would just be like.
snorted.
Pinwheeling over here.
You would have to do it in succession, like, or would you have to do it at the same time? Would you have to be like fart sneeze, fart sneeze, fart sneeze, or just exactly at the same
I
time?
think just same time just to get you going.
Just
He's
What?
warming
Like-
up.
Do you think they knew about like gravity, like that space had no gravity before they went up there? Like, do you think they
question?
freaked out? Like
They got up there and they're like, shit.
they're like, oh my god, this is crazy. I don't know.
This is crazy.
I would think
I was just
that
curious.
they would have used some sort of formulas to extrapolate the like functions and equations to figure out there wasn't gravity.
I don't know. How they know to build them
I don't
fancy
know.
suits?
I have a lot of questions about space.
Mm-hmm.
A lot smarter people
I'm
than us.
telling you. I know Danica already had him on, but we just need to figure out how to get Neil
Oh,
deGrasse
Neil,
Tyson.
yeah.
Neil.
Because we could just sit here and just ask. So Neil, what happens when this happens? Or an astronaut.
I never listen
If
to
we
that.
got like an astronaut.
You get an astronaut on
NASCAR's probably got connections with astronauts. They're in Florida, right?
there. So there's a lot of astronauts out there.
That
Yeah.
Puerto Rico trip I went on, there was a rocket scientist on it. Her
Yeah?
name's actually Charlotte, but she worked on SpaceX.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
She doesn't live here, or else I would invite her on. Maybe I'll see if she's gonna visit Charlotte. If
Charlotte.
comes to Charlotte.
Charlotte
Yeah,
to
she's
Charlotte.
Live in
She's a-
Charlotte.
Yeah.
Born and raised in Charlotte.
You know, we do have also technology where we
rocket
can
scientist.
like, call Charlotte
Yeah, we could.
and be like, "Hey, Charlotte, tell me what happens when you fart in space."
Yeah, but like I want her to be here.
Yeah, I want to look
Yeah.
her
I
in
wanna,
the
like, I want
eye
to be
pick
here.
her
and ask that
brain.
question.
Yeah.
Like, I want to lock eyes with an astronaut.
Didn't we have a glasshole that was like a
Yeah,
in Huntsville that was like a
Yeah, he was
worked for NASA?
Air Force guy.
Oh, I thought he was a space guy. Like
He's a
NASA
space guy, but I think like a military space guy
Oh.
or a
Oh,
space force.
The real
Wow.
secrets.
Alien.
Yeah, not saying it was aliens, but it was aliens, ancient aliens that are
Ancient.
building McDonald's hamburgers in
That was in Iceland.
Iceland.
Yeah.
Isn't that
So
weird?
in Iceland, in Reykjavik, I don't know. If it's
Reykjavik?
That's the only Icelandic city I know.
Yeah.
So they closed all the McDonald's in 2009, and this guy was like, "I want to have the last hamburger and French fry meal." So he bought it and saved it, and it is behind glass, but it has not molded or rotted at all. It looks the exact same. It's not preserved. It's just in a glass case to keep things from eating it, but it literally has not rotted in 10 years.
That
That
sounds
just sounds like quality meat.
terrifying.
You getting tickets there, Chuck?
Yeah.
Disgusting. Yeah, what
Sorry.
are you doing
sorry.
right now?
Sorry. So
What are you
the
getting tickets
Sturgill
to?
Simpson pre-sale tickets went on sale
Yeah.
today.
Oh.
And I have people texting me that are saying, "Hey, I got like these tickets here, or
Oh.
these tickets are available here." And I'm
So you're
trying to
trying to pick your tickets right now?
maybe.
You could have told us about it. You
Yeah.
didn't have to try to be
No,
covert.
I'm not trying to be covert. I'm just like you're talking. And I'm just looking at
tickets. We're
Yeah.
talking about hamburgers, quality meat stuff, buns,
quality because
fries.
I've got to follow up to the quality meat.
Okay.
No, I really do.
Do you need to
don't talk about
choose your tickets
Bojangles
first?
anymore? Go
No, I'm
pick your,
not.
Chuck, pick your tickets. All
Pick
right.
your tickets.
102 or
Say it.
201. That's the question.
102, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be upper level?
So 201 is upper level. 102 is lower level.
Is that a question?
102.
Two.
102. Yep.
Yeah.
Do you know that you're off for this concert?
I'm
Yeah.
going to be.
Oh.
Yeah, dear HR and NASCAR, I will be taking March 6th off.
Yeah.
I will
Bye.
submit that in writing.
I will
once.
not be taking it off.
You can't. you've got a prior obligation. I have that.
Yeah,
First
I think
off
we're in
week,
the
though, I'm
West
going to wherever the hell we say.
New England?
Madison.
New England?
New England.
Going to New England.
Going to
Same
New
thing.
England. It's going to be cold.
All of New England.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
Old England.
The burger thing. Back to the burger thing.
Yes.
Because, that's processed food and all that. Because it tied in with the article that was above it. When you sent that, I was like, we need to discuss that these burgers are still in perfect condition. Because that's not the only, people have posted pictures of fries that are old as shit that still look.
Wait, what's this one that you?
Still look.
So this
quits job, eat.
Woman quits job, eat fast food all day.
What are you trying to tell us, Chuck?
Woman quit her job to eat fast food
What?
for her YouTube video channel.
Okay, so
she-
it's a typo.
It is a typo.
Okay.
It is
So
a typo.
she didn't work in fast food.
No.
She quit her job.
She quit her job to eat fast food, McDonald's and Chinese takeaway on her YouTube channel.
That's all she does.
Yep.
That's just like
It's apparent.
Remember watching Super Size Me as a
Supersize.
kid?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that had he had a theory and a
Yeah.
goal and a focus.
Yeah.
What is her
Her-
theory, goal, or focus?
So she quit
Gotta
her
get
job
those views,
as an
man.
hell yeah,
Those
no.
likes.
Yeah. As an admin worker in hopes of becoming a mukbang star on YouTube. Apparently mukbang is
Yeah, what is
Sounds
that?
like a
is
website that's going to ruin.
Yeah.
style of
The computer.
video
It's going to
that has been trending and originated in South Korea.
mukbang.
Yeah. It's
It's fun
basically
to say.
Make sure you put an M and not an F
Yeah.
at the beginning of that.
it's a live online audiovisual broadcast in which a host eats large amounts of food while interacting with their audience.
We should have a mukbang. Can't say that word.
Yeah, you can't really
It sounds
yeah.
so dirty.
Oh my god!
So she talks to her audience
They're like,
while
they're just mukbanging all over the place.
yeah. And there's
She's
photos
just-
of her eating this food, just plates of Chinese
what
food.
does she talk about?
She's
it while
22.
She eats it?
Yeah. She has no plans to stop eating on camera. This is from a Mirror UK article. She's working her way up to 10,000 calories in one go.
Oh my god!
What? That's
Uh,
terrible for you.
I've just got to show how confident I am, she says. I might get something stuck in my tooth or go around my mouth, but I love how funny I am.
Ew. There's nothing worse. There's nothing worse
I
than
love how funny I am.
eating when you're not hungry.
Yeah.
Oh,
Also,
God.
I wish you had started out this article asking Ryan and I what we thought mukbang was
Yeah, I should have. I failed.
I would have
and
said
had to
some,
guess.
some nasty stuff.
I actually thought about that, an episode of the show where we take
like innocuous words that don't
but
have any
things that
bad
might be
meaning.
trending with the youths.
Oh,
Right.
like a millennial
I feel like figure out
what-
vocab quiz.
Since we're both wearing cardigans and you've got on your
Yeah.
Veronica Corningstone look,
News
we
stuff.
this is
And
the
my
grandparents'
high heel-
hour on
high heels you can't
last
see.
case. But if we picked things
Yeah.
and,
Okay.
and we said, all right, what's this word?
I don't.
Like,
I
do you
don't
do
get-
TikTok, whatever that app is?
Do you do the TikToks?
No, I thought my friend's daughter asked me to do a TikTok one time. She's like, she's 10 or 11. And I thought it was like a watch. And this was recent. She was like, can you do a TikTok with me? I was like, do you want to
Look at a clock.
count the clock
Huh?
hands? I
It
still
makes me
don't
feel
even know
good
what it
that
is.
you
It's
didn't know
just
what it is.
it's a video
online
thing.
Well, they're also saying, the U.S. government is investigating TikTok because it's one of the very, very, very few social media apps that is owned by China.
Oh, we talked about this.
Did we talk about this? And
Or maybe me and
We talked
Rose
about
did
it off air.
screen. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
17 million people downloaded it last month or something, and they're
Yeah.
thinking it's like a security breach, that China's spying on people.
Well, it's like that Russian face swap app.
yeah,
That's the same
or
thing.
the aging, it was the aging.
Oh yeah,
app.
that's what it was. I don't know. I didn't
Yeah.
someone Rose asked me last week. He said, "Hey, do you mind doing a TikTok?" This is when I was.
Is NASCAR
it was
doing
a,
TikTok?
was a,
Oh yeah, NASCAR's on the TikToks
he asked
now.
me. He asked me if I would do a TikTok, and I said, "Go, no,
Talk
No,
off.
I'll never do it.
I did
Yeah.
not know. I guess
Muck
that
off.
I didn't know.
Muck-
Mukbang
muck
off.
Mukbang off."
Mukbang off.
Yeah, I don't do. TikTok.
I don't even really do Snapchat that much anymore.
You know what we
That
should
was
do?
all
You know
the
what
high
we should do?
schoolers at FFA. All the there was a
Snackchat.
Snack chat.
Snapchat
You send
Snack
pictures
chat.
of
where we
snacks.
eat
We mukbang
while we're on the
on
snap.
Snapchat.
We mukbang, but
I
for
only,
Snapchat.
I really only do Snapchat now with a handful of close friends.
Yeah.
And it's mainly, honestly, taking pictures of
poop.
our bowel movements.
Poop chat.
Because it's funny. It's poop group, is what we call it.
Yeah.
Have you watched the Inside the Brain of Bill Gates? He talks about poop a lot.
I mean,
I'm just gonna put it out there. It's a good. It's a docuseries, limited docuseries on Netflix. It's
I have
great.
seen the.
It's very good.
It's very good.
For those of you who are interested.
Very fresh and clean about Bill Gates.
But Bill Gates talks a lot of poop in the
Not as good as Apple.
Mukbang.
Does he talk about
It goes back, going back to this chick mukbanging all over the place on the internet.
Yeah.
Sounds
I don't.
so terrible.
I just don't understand what you quit your job.
Yep.
Okay, you quit your job, go do something you like, but you're just eating. You're just shoving piles of food in your mouth on the internet and talking, and not. That can't be enjoyable. Maybe she's having a plan.
Though. How is that enjoyable for the viewer? Would you want to watch somebody mukbang?
No, not when you say that.
No.
Like if my buddy was like, "Hey man, let's go watch this chick mukbang real fast," I'd be like, "I'm not together."
We should do like out on the streets and just walk the streets of Charlotte and say, "Can you tell us what mukbanging is?" and see what kind of answers we get.
I just don't get it, man. There's some weird stuff on the internet now, like what people do for a living on the internet, and she's having fun, have fun, but I'm just being an old man and not enjoying it.
Yeah, but where's she going to be in 2 years?
Yeah, like
if not dead from eating fast food every day.
Yeah.
Well,
she do it every day.
No, so here's the thing. Maybe she's got a long-term plan where she goes from mukbanging to whatever,
to
like the current trend.
To real movies.
No. She then becomes a workout YouTube channel where she works off.
And she loses all the weight.
That
she ate while mukbanging.
Yeah. So I don't know if there's like a cardio bang.
That seems like a
contrived.
That seems like a 2-year plan.
Oh.
And I don't think she has a plan.
I mean, you're right. I don't think she does. Maybe she's listening to the show and we have just given her the plan.
Chuck is trying to figure out how he can mukbang because he wants to make money off of just eating Bojangles on
But the thing
camera
is,
all the
I
time.
really don't. Because I like when I eat something like that, I have the shame of eating it as soon as I eat it. Yeah. And then I'm like, you know what? I need to go to the gym.
Yeah. Or
and
drink
I need
a green
to work
smoothie.
out. Yeah. Or just go run for miles.
And miles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually went back to the gym for the first time in a long time.
Yeah.
And my arms hurt right now.
I went
It's a good
yesterday.
feel though.
It is.
Like it's like a good story.
Yeah,
like I
like-
feel good about that.
Feel it in my
Yeah.
my glutes.
Get in the
Yeah.
mirror.
Yeah.
The hams.
Yeah. I don't work.
No,
I haven't worked out in months, man.
You have a naturally lean physique.
Well, I'm just skinny. I just can't put on weight if I tried.
I wish I had that.
Yeah.
Like my shirts
Don't we
are
all wish we had that problem?
all the beers catching up. So like the gut, part, like
Man, I get that
good,
belly.
just the gut though.
Yeah, like
gut, yeah.
I'll just get a chubby belly every now and then and just all the beer. I'm excited for it to finally be wintertime so I can just only drink like whiskey all winter.
Oh,
when
yeah.
it's
Give
cold.
me all the bourbon.
I mean,
I
I'm
could
just
use a bourbon right now.
switching to scotch.
Chuck's got bourbon.
Yeah, that's what's
Yeti
in
Like
there.
this is just full of scotch. I'm just sipping on.
Yeah.
Scotch.
Fine
No ice
single
or
malt.
anything.
Yeah, fine single malt right now.
Just the whole thing.
You don't want to, you put a little bit of water in the good scotches. You don't want to like put too much ice in there.
Yeah, it
You
kills
just wanna-
it.
You want to bring
We
out
should
the
go out for
flavors.
a scotch soon.
Scotch.
I like the little rock cubes,
Mm-hmm.
frozen rock cubes. That's what I like to put
I
in
wish
it.
Charlotte had
Pulls it
like
down.
you know that speakeasy bar that you took us to in New York?
Mhm.
Wish
Wish I had
Charlotte
something like
like
that.
Yeah.
I'd like to just
As
go
far as
to
I
a
know.
dark place,
I don't
drink the dark drinks.
Just want to go
During
to
the winter times, that's all I want to do.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I do, but it's just in my apartment.
Uh-oh.
I go to a dark place and
Sad.
drink all the dark liquor. It's cold winter.
Oh, do you get seasonal depression?
No.
What is it?
Look at
Seasonal.
me.
What is it? Sad.
Do I look like I get seasonal? What is
What
it?
is it?
Seasonal
Depression?
It's
It's
no.
SADS. You get the SADS.
Yeah,
It's seasonal
affective
affective
disorder.
disorder.
I
don't get
think
that in Charlotte because we have seasons.
Yeah.
That is not true.
Eh,
I know lots of people who get it.
well, that's just them.
Being depressed all the time.
Yeah, it's like you're just using winter as an excuse. It could be July. You're still
You got
just
some
as.
real problems you got to work through.
And depression is a real thing. We're not belittling depression at all. But don't use winter as an excuse for being depressed.
Really,
Like-
I know people though that have legitimate SADS.
I could see it. Well, Seattle.
Yeah.
Is like
Like the sun's not out.
the sun's never out.
Buffalo,
very
New York.
long. It's
yeah.
cold. Like
see how
you
someone could be
actually
depressed
aren't
there from
getting
the season.
vitamin D from the sun.
Anywhere in Iowa. Here's the thing. Like I like Iowa. Des Moines,
Oh,
they've got the
I love Des
gerbil
Moines.
tubes in
Yeah.
downtown Des Moines. So like
Mhm.
you can get through all of uptown Des Moines
Yes.
without going outside
When
Yeah,
I was in
because
Indy,
it's cold as shit.
Thought about that. Yeah.
we stayed at the hotel connected to the convention center, but you could also get to like the mall. There was a whole gerbil network,
Mhm.
and I had never been to Indy during this time of year. It's dismal. Also, you reminded me when you said Iowa, some kid at FFA, I think his name was Cole, was from Iowa and wanted to know what part of Iowa your family was from.
My mother's from Sheraton,
There you go.
Iowa.
Cole, Sheraton.
Yeah.
I couldn't answer. I was like,
very few of them live up there anymore.
That's what I told. I was like, he used to have family that lived there. I don't know what part.
Yeah.
I can't be specific on it.
Yeah.
I
My
thought it was like the
mom's
coolest thing
parents are
ever.
down in North Carolina now.
North by
All
God,
your
Carolina.
grandparents down here? Where's-
No, my dad's mom still lives in Ohio.
Oh, God.
But-
Well, you know where they don't really get the seasonal defect, SADS.
Effective.
Phoenix.
Seasonal Phoenix, Arizona.
We'll get there
They got-
eventually.
Get there.
All the sun there.
Yeah,
Get
all
all
the
the sun.
sunlights in the
I would
Phoenix.
like to look at the
What the-
forecast.
It's going to be beautiful.
Yeah.
I think. Oh, dark sky app, huh? Yeah. Respect.
Mm.
Respect. Respect.
Yep.
Put some respect on her name.
Yeah, dark sky. That's a good app, man. It's a good
It
weather
is.
app. If
Tells
you're
you when
looking
it's
for a
raining.
good weather app. Especially when it's raining.
It.
The weather rock. Just look at the weather
Yeah.
rock.
It's
Oh
like,
yeah.
I
Weather
carry my
raining.
yeah.
It looks great.
Yeah, what is
I gotta drink a lot of water though, because I always forget, and then I get there and I'm like
It's a dry-
tired.
Oh my
It's dry.
Lanta.
It's like the best weather.
What's the thermometer say?
Friday 84, Saturday 88,
Ooh.
Sunday 86, low of high 50s.
Nice.
So like cool in the
Nice.
morning and evening time,
Sunny.
and then sunny.
2% chance of rain all weekend.
Ooh, I was there the one
Remember
time.
the
one
one
time
time-
it
was a truck
rained.
race, wasn't it?
no,
Oh, no,
Dale
it was a
Jr. won.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
that race.
Yeah.
They
Carl
rained,
Edwards was super pissed at that race too because it
It
affected
never
him
rains
getting.
in Phoenix.
It
Yeah.
affected him getting in the championship
When-
four.
When
well,
Redneck Jesus is in the lead and it rains, you
you don't
Call it.
check it.
You call it.
Well, 2 years ago, it rained in Phoenix for the Xfinity race.
Yeah.
And it was delayed like 2.5 hours. And
Yeah.
I just happened, I was in the Xfinity,
And you were
I
like,
was in the broadcast booth.
yeah.
I said,
Oh,
the only time it
Yeah.
effing rains in the desert, I have to be up here and just sit here,
sit,
not
wait.
do anything.
So
But anyways,
yeah, we're headed to the Valley of the Sun.
Yeah.
What was that sound?
I think that was a phone.
was your
That was my
Yeah.
oh, that was my phone.
yeah.
What was that sound? It was my phone.
I was moving.
My-
I was the only one moving.
Jankety case.
Jankety.
I need to. First of all, I need to get a new phone. This
You
is like
do.
a 7 or a 7 plus.
You should get the
I'm
one
like-
thing.
Yeah.
Way behind.
Got to upgrade. I went from a 6
I
to
don't
an
really
11.
care. I'm ready to throw this thing out the effing window. I'm over technology.
I was the
and
only
phones
reason I switched was my battery was dying in like half a day.
Yeah, it started to do that.
it's not good.
I just want to be off the grid. I want to be Brad Pitt's character in The Big Short.
I want to go on my wagon trip.
Yeah,
Which
get me out of here.
Oregon
screw
Trail.
all of you peoples that said I didn't know what I was talking about on the internet. I know exactly what I would be getting into. You don't know what you'd be doing. It's like, bullshit. I do know.
Chuck
I do
does
know.
a lot of outdoor
Do some
reenactment
research.
things. He knows about
I
eating the
hike.
dry biscuits
I
and
camp.
the jerky.
Yeah, I'm sure
Do
those
things.
people who are like, you have no idea what you're doing, like are on their couch eating Fritos.
Or they're
Yeah.
in their basements.
Couch
yeah,
coaches.
in their windowless basements.
Windowless basements.
And
Yeah.
Ma's upstairs, and she's making meatloaf.
So, any outlooks heading to the Valley of the Sun as we wrap this up and tell people to rate and review on iTunes?
I got to win.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I mean,
Go out
everybody
there.
does pretty
Yeah.
much.
Pretty much got
except
to
for-
win.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to make up 20-something points here, so you're going to have to
Yeah.
win the race.
You're not Chase.
Oh.
I mean, we're pretty much in the same spot.
I mean,
Well, not in the same. I mean,
Yeah.
there could be problems that
There's
some people
if
have.
problems.
Yeah.
Problems.
Things could
Yeah,
happen.
like if Kyle Busch wrecks on lap 1, you could possibly.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But that's a highly unlikely. I think
Kyle
those guys
Busch
that are
and
in-
Denny Hamlin wreck on lap one,
One.
going to the
doors
green.
fly
Yeah.
open.
Yeah, boom. Maybe
You
I'll just-
and Chase could get it.
Maybe I'll just wreck everybody.
Get him.
I'm just kidding.
It'll be fun to watch.